What's up, man? How you guys doing? I'm back. I'm gonna do an album review for you guys today, right now. Before I do that, let me remind you guys that if you're watching this on Instagram, make sure you are following this page. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you're subscribing and hitting that notification bell up in that corner. That way you will get the notification every time I post new content and you don't miss out on anything and you have to catch up weeks later down the line. Alright? Cool. I've been really busy, which I've been slacking like crazy on all my content because I've been so wrapped up in this guitar cover project that I've been working on, and it is finally over and done with. It's all wrapped up. Everything is being finalized, and hopefully we will have that out sometime later on this month for you guys to hear, and I'm excited. I can't wait for you guys to hear it because I'm just really I'm really pumped for you guys to hear this song and this cover. I think it's going to be awesome. It's a collaboration project with multiple people, and it's going to be great, man. It's going to be badass. So just hang tight, keep your pants on, because it's coming. All right. Let me tell you what I think is going on here in this year of 2020 that you guys should be kind of tuned into. To me, 2020 is showing to be the resurgence of metal. I mean, really resurgent. Metal is coming back strong. We're seeing a lot of bands put out some really killer records, and 2019 was great. We had some great records come out, but 2020 is already dropping some bombs, man. And outside of the albums, bands are touring again, and they're not just touring, they're touring big. So far, in the month and a half into 2020, I've already seen 3 shows. I saw Violence a few weeks ago, I saw Machine Head 2 weeks ago, I saw Skin Lab last week, I'm going to see Exhorder with Overkill in March, and then in April I'm seeing Sepultura with Crowbar and Sacred Reich, and then I think it's May, I can't remember the date exactly, I'm going to see Testament. Man, that's 6 motherfuckers of the shows right there. So if you guys are able to get out and catch some of these bands on tour, you should definitely be taking advantage of this, because this is a year that metal is kind of making its comeback in a strong way. Outside of that, we've had some really good records come out, and one of those happens to be the record by this guy right here, Kirk Windstein from Crowbar. The album is called Dream in Motion. It came out last week. Came out on E1 Records. It's I think a little smaller label, and it's 11 songs, 10 original songs, 1 cover song, and it's really simple. It's a very simple formula. Kirk doing guitars, bass, vocals, and then Dwayne Simino doing the drums. Dwayne also mixed, mastered, and engineered this record. So you have 2 people kind of basically doing multiple duties to put this record out, which is really cool. And like I said, it's called Dream in Motion. You can get this in a bundle pack with you can do like an album and a t-shirt, or an album and I think a hoodie on martyrstore.net. Yep. I will link that down below so you guys can go there and check that out. They have great prices on stuff. That's where I got the shirt and the album, because nobody here carried it because Oklahoma City sucks for that kind of stuff. So, yeah, this is a really cool record. If you don't know who Kirk is, he is the static member of the New Orleans sludge metal band Crowbar. He also plays in Down, what he used to be, not anymore, but finally has stepped out away from Crowbar to do a solo record. And it doesn't mean Crowbar's broken up. He's just taking some time to do a little solo project, which I'm glad he did. Kirk's a very prolific songwriter. He's got a great voice, a great style of playing, and it's, I think, long overdue that he finally put out a solo record and kind of showcase some of his talents as just a guitar player / singer without a band behind him. And it's pretty cool. It's really unique. Like I said, 10 original songs, 1 cover song. The 1 cover song is Aqualung by Jethro Tull. Now, I am not a Jethro Tull fan, never have been, never will be. That is completely outside of my wheelhouse. But I know that Kirk has an affinity for classic rock. It's very clear. He's been very open about that. Jethro Tull, Thin Lizzy, Motorhead, those types of bands, UFO, those were like very pivotal in his upbringing. So he kind of pays homage to Jethro Tull by doing Aqualung. And it's a 7-minute song. I have to kind of trick my brain to not recognize it as a Jethro Tull song, but try to be open-minded and just listen to it as just a song. And knowing that, Kirk did a really good job on that song. It's very well composed. His vocals sound very clear, very concise. The guitar tone is so phenomenal. Just throughout the whole record, his tone is really, really unique. It sounds so good, so tight, so clear, and it's actually kind of like the guitar tone that I look up to and try to like kind of own in on my own sound, because it's very, very clear and it just punches. It's got a nice wallop. The Aqualung song is really weird. It's such a trippy song, but Kirk did a great job at it, and I give him a lot of props for pulling it off like that, because I think it could have gone really, really terrible, but he did a really great job. The other 10 songs, what I will tell you is that this album is very slow-paced. It has a very set kind of groove, like just a roll. The rhythm is kind of like this. And it's very classic rock in the formula, where it's clean verse, distorted chorus, clean verse, distorted chorus. There's a bridge, maybe there's an interlude, there's kind of an instrumentalish song, but it's cool. You know, it's different than Crowbar, but that's what I come to expect, and I like that it's different than Crowbar. And I really honestly think that Kirk's vocals on this record is probably the best vocals I've ever heard out of him. The harmonies that he's hitting, the clarity in his voice, it's really, really well done. It's very awesome. And I'll give you the titles really quick. So the first song is Dream in Motion, which is also the single, and I will link all of that stuff down below so that you guys can check that out. After that, you have Hollow Dying Man, Once Again, Enemy in Disguise, The World You Know, Toxic, The Healing, which that's the instrumental, Necropolis, and The Ugly Truth. And then after that, there's Aqualung. There's actually 10 songs. There's 9 originals, 1 cover. I thought it was 11, but it's 10. Cool little cover. It's got his face with some birds on there. It's like a painting. You can't really tell. It's right here also. My favorite songs on this record, and I had to kind of think about it. I had to listen to it for a few days, because as I get more familiar with the record, I start to attach myself more and more to certain songs, and then I'm like, oh, that song was my favorite, but now this one's my favorite, or I like that one a lot, now I don't like that one as much anymore. But I think Dream in Motion was a great, strong track to start the record out with, and it's perfect to start the album out with. Also, I really, really like Hollow Dying Man. That is probably the one song that I think of when talking about his vocals being the best they've ever been. That's a great example of Kirk's voice really, really shining through. I like Once Again. I think that's got a cool rhythm. There's a really cool guitar play with the vocals that I found to be really unique, and that one really kind of stuck out to me, so I like that one a lot. But probably my favorite song on the record is number 6, Toxic. It's just, it's super cool between the way he goes from distorted guitar to clean guitar, then back and back, and then his vocals are kind of playing off of it. It's really, really awesome. Hands down, my favorite song on the record, and that one would actually work really well, I think, as a Crowbar record, or a Crowbar song too. But, you know, it's cool. So, yeah, this record is definitely worth checking out. Like I said, Kirk did a fantastic job just between him and Dwayne Simino, basically doing all the duties that, you know, multiple members of a band and then a production team would have to do together to produce a record. They did it with just 2 people, and that's pretty cool. It kind of also shows, you know, their work ethic and how they do things. So, props to you on that. So yeah, if you buy it, it's got a nice little cool poster that comes inside of the lyric book. I'll show that to you. And it's got some photos and stuff of Kirk as a little baby, which is kind of cool, because I haven't seen some of these photos. But yeah, it's just the album cover right there. There you go. If you guys like that kind of stuff, I do. I think it's a nice touch. And the album was relatively pretty cheap. It was only, I think I spent $28 for the bundle pack, which is not bad. And I got that at, you know, like I said, martyrstore.net, which is Jamie Josta's clothing company. I buy a lot of my stuff from there because he has the best funny metal band shirts. That's where I got my Lars Ulrich's dad shirt and a couple other ones. But yeah, so go check that stuff out, and I will provide links down in the comment section for Crowbar's page and Martyr Store, and for, you know, where you can get all these things, so you guys can check that stuff out. And I'll put the YouTube link down below also for the Dream in Motion video. So if you haven't seen that, there's your opportunity to go check that out and show some love. Get out there and support Kirk when he comes with Crowbar. He's going to go on tour with Sacred Reich and Sepultura starting, I think, in March, and it's going to be a hell of a show. There's a fourth band on that bill too, but I can't remember who it was. Doesn't matter. I'm going to see Sepultura and Crowbar. So, yeah, if you get a chance, check this record out. Don't sleep on it. But also remember that this is not a Crowbar record, and this is not a Down record. So go into it knowing that. Don't expect to hear Crowbar or hear Down songs. These are Kirk Windstein songs, and it's worth every cent. Check it out. Give it a spin. Enjoy it. Crank it loud. And let me know what you think down below in the comment section. If you bought this record, tell me what you think about it. Tell me what your favorite songs are. Give me some highlights. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. I want to hear from you guys. I want to get some feedback going, because a lot of people watch and they don't comment, but I want to get some feedback. I want that open channel. So let me know what you think. And that's about it, man. Like I said, remember, follow, subscribe, notification bell in the corner, and keep an eye out, because I got the cover video coming later on this month, and that's going to be Strife by Trivium that I'm doing with my buddy Matthew Scarr over in England, collaboration, cross pond, and I will have a new guitar cover video for you guys coming up probably tomorrow if I can make it happen, and we're going to go back to 1994, so keep an eye out for that. Outside of that, that is it, man. I don't have anything else for you guys. I'm glad to be back doing these album reviews for you guys. I've got a couple new records coming up next week. We're also going to talk about the new Sepultura record, Quadra. And I think that's it. I don't think I've bought any new records. Nope, that's it. Alrighty, man. I will talk to you guys soon. Be good. Stay heavy. Later.